What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about my preview with Ghostwire Tokyo. I was able to play the game. The developers have given me a code, and we're allowed to talk about the first 2 chapters of the game for the purposes of this video. So I'm not going to post spoilers. In fact, certain things I can't post. I'm also not going to talk about spoilers, because I do think it's pretty darn important to the base game. But I want to talk about my just general impressions. You know, this was a game. I'm not afraid to say it whatsoever. I was pretty mixed on that. Nothing incredibly stood out to me about this game going in, and I was going to buy it just on my own, just off of a whim, just to hope that the game was actually going to, reach out and grab me in a way. I'm happy to report that although this is not a review and this is only based off of 3, 4, 5 hours of playing, the game's really good, surprisingly good, in my opinion. A lot of things that, again, to me, didn't stand out so much in the gameplay stood out much better when you actually have your hands on the game. It's got some issues. There are some frame rate issues. There is also going to be a patch. I believe there's a patch actually that goes live for people that have the game today, so that should help some of the stuff. But there's some kind of graphical issues like that. There's some sensitivity issues. The right analog stick to aim your attacks is incredibly slow, but then sometimes it speeds up. It's kind of weird. But overall, I'm enjoying the heck. I really am enjoying this game quite a bit. The combat is phenomenal. I actually think it really, I'm shocked how much fun I'm having at the combat. And you'll get, for a good amount of, I guess, the beginning of the game, you're only limited to the one power. You start with the wind power, and then every other power you kind of find throughout the world. And once you kind of start to build that up, once you can upgrade them and all that stuff, then you start to feel really powerful. Then it starts to feel really good. The enemies are terrifying. They look scary, I would say, in the trailers or in the gameplay that we've seen up until this point. But when they're walking close to you and they're really weird waddle and they're getting very close very quickly, it is actually kind of terrifying. I mean, the enemies are a little scary. This game does have a horror. I mean, it is from the makers of Evil Within 1 and 2, right? It does have a horror element. It's not I wouldn't say it's at the forefront. I wouldn't say this game is a horror game that you're going to be terrified playing through, but it's got some elements that are a little scary. Like I said, I can't talk about, or I won't talk about, one of the two. The story elements of the game, I will say again, that surprised me as well in terms of the character dynamics. I think are really good, again, surprisingly good. And I also think the story in and of itself is very interesting, and I'm just talking from the truth here. I haven't played really beyond when I'm recording this video past those first 2 chapters, so I don't know where it's going. I can't even talk about it even if I did, but I hope that it's going to continue to be good, because right now everything's at a very high level. Here's what I do want to say though, because I don't want to get people confused, and I try to make this point known, maybe even for an Elden Ring comparison. I do believe, though, that while I'm enjoying this game quite a bit, I think the visuals are actually quite good. I think Tokyo looks quite good. I think as I said, the gameplay, there's side quests in this game, and they're actually all pretty different. I like the stories being told. I like that you're doing different things for, in so far what I've played, all of them. It's really enjoyable. The map is gigantic. There's plenty to do. There's shrines to kind of purge, to clear up your area of the map, so they have that kind of mechanic. There's a lot to but I will say, if you were put off and you didn't like anything in what you've seen so far, I guess you could even say in this video, if you're watching and you're yeah, I just don't think it's gonna do it for me, I would argue that the game probably isn't for you, because it is a different game. This is a very weird game. This is, in my opinion, a pretty niche game, and that's okay, and I've said that thousands of times. I think Evil Within is honestly the same thing. I don't think Evil Within is for everybody, and it's not like Evil Within sold 25 million units. You know what I mean? A specific group of people are going to like these games, and while again, I was kind of mixed, I didn't hate anything that I saw. You know what I mean? It was more well, is it really going to stand out to me? And I would say, that's the good news of this video. That's the good news of this preview. And I wonder if other people will echo this. I mean, I'm recording this in a bubble. I don't know what anybody else is going to say about this game. I would say the things that I were kind of worried about. In fact, I made a video a few days ago where I said story. I'm not even sure what the story is. Well, guess what? I really like the story. The gameplay looks solid, but how's it going to really translate? I love the gameplay. Gameplay is the shining star. What are you actually going to be doing in in this world? Is it going to just be a game for me? It was more like questioning those things, not saying, well, I hate it, so it's more like they have to prove it to me, but I'm going in not liking it. It was never like that. So I would say if you've been into it, and you were like, or if you're really into it, I guess, right? These previews probably don't change your mind at all. You should get the game. If you are on the fence, which honestly was a lot more like me, I really think the strong elements of this game make it work. Like, I really think they take it to the next level, and to me, at least, it translated very well. It actually translated very surprisingly well. Maybe it was because of where I put my expectations, but I really liked it. But if this is a game that you've always looked at and said, no, just not for me, it's a niche game, it's just not my kind of game, I really don't think it's going to do anything, you know what I mean, to win you over in that way. And that's, again, I think, honestly, that's completely okay. This game is not for everybody. So I'm really enjoying my time. I'm surprisingly enjoying my time. Let me know what you guys think about the game in the comments below. I think this is as far as I'm allowed to go in terms of like coverage right now. The review, I don't know when the review will go up, but there will be a review. I'll probably make videos on other aspects of the game as well. So over the next couple of weeks, there'll definitely be more Ghostwire Tokyo things coming. If you guys have any questions maybe about the game in terms of like the first 2 chapters, you can maybe let me know in the comments and I can answer back. We'll see if I can do any of those things that are allowed from the developer. So you can definitely let me know in the comments any questions. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. All my social media is in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next video.